Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be going over the top 10 best Pokemon ROM hacks to play in August 2025. Some of these ROM hacks are brand new, some of them have been updated recently, but they're all still worth playing. Let's get into it. Starting things off at number 1, we have Pokemon Xenon. This was released on the 17th of July 2025. Unfortunately, it's just a demo at the moment, but it looks very, very promising. It is a brand new Pokemon ROM hack with a fresh new adventure. There are unique stories and also experiences crafted with a lot of care. So the region is called the Liyue region. It is a tranquil region where Pokemon and people live in harmony. But then unfortunately, the evil Team Geo arrives and shatters the peace, and they are trying to conquer every single timeline. So as a determined Pokemon trainer, your journey begins to stop their dark plans. So as you can see, the story is already off to a very good start. So the region is the Liyue region. There are Mega Evolutions, there are Z moves, and there are also Dynamax planned for this game as well. The Dex Nav is in this game. Generation Pokemon 1 to Generation Pokemon 8 are in this game. You can also have Soaring and Diving in this Pokemon ROM hack. There are multiple modes such as Normal and Nuzlocke. There are side quests, a day and night system, and the game just looks absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, it is just a demo at the moment, but it sounds super promising when all of these extra features are added into the game. It is going to get progressed very quickly, so I definitely worth having a look at it and then keeping it ready for when the full game does release. Again, it did only come out a few weeks ago, so it is still a work in progress, but I honestly think that this looks very promising. Great story, great features planned. You're definitely going to want to check out Pokemon Xenon version. The next Pokemon game that we're going to be taking a look at for today's video is Pokemon Infinite Black 2. Now this was updated on the 5th of July 2025, but this is a completed Pokemon ROM hack. So this is a ROM hack designed to enhance variety, replayability, and also explore fresh ideas. So it features a greatly expanded encounter table, so there's loads of new Pokemon that you can find early on in the game in different routes and different caves. And there's also been a ton of reworks to many Pokemon, giving underused species a chance to shine. So maybe if your favorite Pokemon is something like a Ledian, in this game, it's going to be a lot better. So the major features in this game is, of course, the massive and diverse encounter pools as well. There's at least 8 unique Pokemon on every single route. So your team is going to look completely different every single time you play through this Pokemon ROM hack. Every non-legendary and mythical Pokemon is obtainable by the end of the game. So it's really cool to see every single Pokemon in it. Every Pokemon has also been revised, like I say, with new moves, stat changes, the complete reworks to make a lot of Pokemon much better. Trade evolutions are gone. There's also redesigned trainer battles, which make them more tough. They are still fair, but they are much more challenging than Pokemon Black 2. The main story is unchanged, but you can still progress through the game just like vanilla. However, though, there is optional story content in this game, so it is, I guess, a larger game than Pokemon Black and White 2, with these extra story elements that are really good as well. There are also a ton of brand new Pokemon added to this game as well. There is a Salamence, which looks really cool. It has like these steel wings and like a steel kind of chest plate. It becomes Dragon Steel if that wasn't obvious, which looks really cool. So yeah, there's Pokemon like that are available. There's also double battles as well with gym leaders, like you can take on Sharon and another gym leader at the exact same time. So that's the kind of extra things that have been added to this Pokemon ROM hack. Honestly, I mean, I love Generation 5 anyway, but this is a really cool experience. If you haven't played through Black and White in a while, I definitely recommend you play through Pokemon Infinite Black 2. Coming up next for today's video isn't a Pokemon ROM hack, it is a Pokemon fan game, but it's definitely worth giving a go. It was updated on the 18th of July 2025. It isn't completed yet, but it is progressing along very nicely. So this is a futuristic region. It's called the Tenor region. So there's a lot of really good, high, cutting-edge technology and also a thriving space program as well. So you also have Team Planetary, which is a beloved organization which claim to work for the region's good, but of course that isn't going to be the case. As you get through the game, you now realize that Team Planetary isn't actually a good team, but it's actually quite an evil team. So it's up to you to stop them because they're trying to, take over the world. Normal evil team stuff in Pokemon. There are 136 brand new custom Pokemon though in this game, in addition to over 250 returning Pokemon from all generations. So nearly 400 Pokemon altogether in this game. There are brand new Mega Evolutions as well. I know a lot of people love Mega Evolutions right now, especially with it being in the TCG, in Pokemon Legends EA, in the Pokemon anime, and now there are new ones in this game as well. There are also regional variants as well called the Tenoan forms, over 100 brand new moves and over 50 brand new abilities. The entire region is explorable, filled with a variety of unique locations. It is a traditional story, so obviously you have like gyms, Pokemon League, Evil Team, all that jazz. There is also a brand new type added to this game as well, known as the Light type. There is also an expansive post-game story that's going to be in a future update. It's not ready yet, but it is coming to the game. There are new mechanics such as double abilities, combo-typed moves, and there's also challenging boss battles as well against non-Pokemon entities and also powerful legendary Pokemon. The Battle Final Frontier also returns. It is in space though, which is why it's called the Final Frontier and not the Battle Frontier. And also the return of the Pokemon World Tournament in this game as well, with more characters than ever before. Mystery gifts also available in this game. Honestly, it looks like a really cool Pokemon game. I know not a lot of people prefer fan games to ROM hacks, but this is definitely one that is worth playing. Pokemon Soul version looks absolutely fantastic. Coming up next in the number 4 spot for today's video is called Pokemon The New Kanto. This was updated on the 15th of July 2025. I mean, it's exactly what you expect it to be. It is a new version of Kanto. So it takes place in the Kanto region, obviously, but it is completely different now. Familiar paths have been splintered, something in the world is broken, and you're the only trainer that can fix it. So you start off in Pallet Town, still it seems normal, but there are subtle anomalies that exist. You receive a Riolu. Route 1 contains strange wild Pokemon. Route 2 has a shortcut to Pewter City. You can also find a scientist with the HM05. Brock is also missing from Pewter Gym. He's actually in Viridian Forest. There is also an Aerodactyl ambush on Route 3. You get a Dynamax band on Route 4. Also, Mount Moon has completely changed as well. You have to survive a wild ambush and battle. If you win that, you get the Dex Nav. As you can see, there are just a ton of new in-game events. Cerulean, Rock Tunnel, Lavender Town. Loads and loads of these kind of like mini events happen throughout Kanto. So if you're a big fan of Pokemon Red and Blue and you want to experience Kanto but like loads of different random things happening, then this is a really good Pokemon ROM hack for that. Also, we have expanding world locations as well. So different things happen when you arrive in different locations. So when you arrive in Vermilion, it triggers roaming legendaries such as Rayquaza, Groudon, Kyogre. All those Pokemon start appearing all over the place. There are also major story twists as well. So after all badges, Dark Brendan appears, who is a disguise for Missing No. So it's even bringing like glitches and stuff from the original games into this Pokemon ROM hack, and defeating him clears a path to Cinnabar Island, which of course was where the whole kind of Missing No glitch kind of happened. But yeah, ton of hidden events. Like I say, it's just a really good experience through the Kanto region. I played through Kanto loads of times, and playing through this, it felt like a brand new Pokemon game. I definitely recommend Pokemon The New Kanto ROM hack. Up next for today's video is another Pokemon fan game. It is called Pokemon The Grand Order. It was updated on the 4th of June 2025. Unfortunately, as of right now, it is just in Spanish, but the creator is working on an English version for the demo. Just have to be a little bit patient for it, but it does look like a really cool Pokemon game. Completely different to what you're kind of used to though. It's not your normal Pokemon game. So Pokemon Grand Order is a creative fan game, and it's a crossover game that fuses the world of Pokemon with the characters and lore of Fate Grand Order. So you basically dive into a unique mashup of these two new games. So if you're a fan of both of these series, then of course this is going to be the game for you. So there's a new story, there's a new region, you have iconic Fate/Ground Order heroes instead of Pokemon as well. So it's kind of one of those games which, you know, there's Yu-Gi-Oh games out there, there's Digimon games out there that fuses them all together. So they're the kind of things that you fight with, but then it still kind of looks like a Pokemon game as well. You'll see what I mean on your screen, obviously. I wasn't massively aware about this sort of Grand Fate Order thing, but I still had quite an enjoyable time playing through this game. So even as somebody that doesn't know about half of the game, I still had a pretty okay experience playing it. I did quite like the new sort of battling in this game, and obviously the Pokemon graphics also looks absolutely fantastic. Like I say, it's a fan game, it's not a Pokemon ROM hack. Might be up your alley, might not be, but either way, Pokemon The Grand Order is an interesting Pokemon game to play. Coming up next for today's video is Pokemon Elysium. So this was updated on the 8th of June 2025. This is a completed Pokemon ROM hack as well, so you don't have to worry about waiting for any updates or anything. This is completed. You can play all the way through right now. It is a lore-focused Fire Red ROM hack designed for casual players. So it's not the hardest Pokemon ROM hack out there, but it is still quite a fun one to play. It was developed a very long time ago. This update kind of just fixed a lot of the issues that the game has been having recently. So the game follows the journey of a 16-year-old girl hailing from the serene island of Krista. So her aspiration is to attain the title of Pokemon Champion. So it's one of those games where you just have to basically become the champion, but there is a ton of really cool features in this game. So there are a mix of Pokemon moves, types, up until Pokemon X and Y, Generation 1, 2, and 3 mostly, but there's also a good number of Pokemon from the next generations as well, from 4, 5, and 6. Fairy type's been added in this game. There is also several regions to explore, which also makes the game even better because it just allows you to spend even more time in the Pokemon ROM hack. Also, there are side quests in this game that reward you with rare Pokemon, rare moves, or special items. Also, this game comprises 2 parts. So you basically have the main game, which is part A, and then you have the final, which is part B. So the main game unfolds primarily in the Rhea region, which serves as kind of like the central focus of the game, along with a smaller region named the Savannah. It is fire red and leaf green graphics, but it does look really, really cool. I absolutely love all the new locations that you can kind of travel to. The story, as I say, is absolutely fantastic, and I honestly really, really recommend this game. It's even better with like the fairy type and everything as well. But yeah, all the new moves. There's also like 100 brand new moves that have been added, reusable TMs, loads of extra additions to Pokemon like Blastoise being able to learn Shell Smash a lot earlier. Just a really cool Pokemon ROM hack. Definitely recommend you guys to play Pokemon Elysium version. Up next, another Pokemon fan game making today's video. I know we've had quite a few, but this is definitely one that you're going to want to try out. It is called Pokemon Royal. So this was updated on the 17th of March 2025. The languages that you can play this game in are Spanish and English. It is currently progressing. The game is playable up to the 3rd gym. So Pokemon Royal is a fan game that kind of reimagines Pokemon Sword and Shield, but with a brand new story, but also with the original characters. You basically explore the Galar region in a completely new way, featuring redesigned routes, yada yada yada. So basically the Galar region has now been made as a classic RPG style region. There's new areas and a refreshed take on familiar locations from Pokemon Sword and Shield. As I said, there's a brand new story, so you basically get to play through Sword and Shield in a different way, which is always great. Also, Pokemon from generations 1 to 9 are in this game. There are following Pokemon. There is also difficulty modes which have been added to this Pokemon fan game. So you have the normal mode, which is balanced for casual play and newcomers. And then you also have the challenge mode as well, which is a more difficult experience. Dynamax is in this game, improved routes, and there's also brand new features as well to enhance the gameplay and exploration. This is a really cool Pokemon fan game. I absolutely love the graphics of it. It looks so good, honestly. And again, it is in Spanish, but it's also in English as well. It's up to the 3rd gym, so it's not fully complete yet, as I say, but the new features, all the new Pokemon available, and the new storyline, it all kind of makes up for it. It's definitely one to watch. I think this is only going to get better, and even though you may not like Pokemon fan games, this is one you should definitely keep an eye on. But anyway, I definitely recommend playing Pokemon Royale this month. Coming up next for today's video is a little bit of a different Pokemon ROM hack. It is Pokemon Team Rocket Jessie and James Edition. This was updated on the 16th of June 2025. Unfortunately, this Pokemon ROM hack is just in Spanish, but you play as Jessie and James and Meowth, who have all traveled the regions of Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, basically, you know, going after Ash, Brock, Misty, all that, to steal the Pikachu, but everything is about to change now. So you do have Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn in this game. Mega Evolutions are going to be coming to the game very soon. There's a day and night system, wild Pokemon music by regions. So if you're in Johto, you're going to have the Johto music. If you're in Kanto, you're going to have the Kanto music, yada yada yada. There's also new cities. There's also the Alpha Ruins puzzle. One of the coolest things about this game, though, is shoplifting. You can actually steal from shops, which is, it makes sense being like Team Rocket, but it's quite a fun thing to do. But yeah, you still battle Ash and stuff from the main Pokemon anime. You also see like other Team Rocket members as well, like Cassidy and stuff. Again, it is in Spanish, which is really unfortunate because it does look like a really promising Pokemon ROM hack. But if you can get past that, or if you already know Spanish, then this is a really cool Pokemon ROM hack. I really liked it, even though I didn't really know what was going on. But yeah, shoplifting is really fun in this game. Up next for today's video, another Pokemon fan game. There's just not been that many Pokemon ROM hacks that have been released or updated this month, but either way, we have Pokemon Divulgence. So this was updated on the 1st of July 2025. It is not complete, unfortunately. There are 2 gyms and some extra story content that you can play up to in this Pokemon fan game. So the basic story of this game is it's your 18th birthday and you finally have the chance to search for your mother who's been missing for as long as you can remember. So you're taking the League Challenge whilst also looking for your mother. There's hidden secrets, everything like that. It's quite a cool Pokemon story. So there are Generation 1 to 9 Pokemon in this game. There are also field effects, terrain overlays, and field objects. Regional Pokemon also added to this game. There's a ton of new items as well, like a load of new items in this game. There's also cybernetic Pokemon and runic Pokemon, level caps, and also balance changes to certain Pokemon, moves, abilities, and items. There are also difficulty modes in this game as well. So you have the Divulgence mode, which is what's considered as kind of like the, I guess, vanilla version of this game when it comes to the story in the world. You know, gym leaders will have teams of 6, rivals will have a couple more Pokemon. You also have the Over the Rainbow mode, which is the difficult mode, also known as the I Want to Cry difficulty mode. That's what the actual creator kind of says. Yeah, very, very difficult version of this game if you want to try that. Looks really cool though. Like, fan games generally do look better than ROM hacks just because they kind of are built from the ground up and they just use, I guess, better models and stuff. I'm a massive fan of fan games and ROM hacks, and this is definitely a fan game that I enjoyed playing. It's got a really cool storyline. It's a little bit darker than you'd expect, but a really cool game nonetheless. I definitely recommend playing Pokemon Divulgence. The last Pokemon game that we're going to be taking a look at for today's video is quite a funny one, is Pokemon SpongeBob version. This was released on the 1st of July 2025. It's basically just Pokemon, but with SpongeBob. So instead of starter Pokemon being Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur, Squirtle is changed to SpongeBob. It is a water fighting type Pokemon. It is, of course, in the graphics of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. And this SpongeBob basically, I guess, it overwrites Mew's data and slot. So I don't know if that means it has the same stats as Mew, but it basically just becomes the number 151 Pokemon. So yeah, SpongeBob is basically your starter Pokemon. There are new moves as well, which of course are just unique to SpongeBob. It's just a really silly ROM hack. It's great though if you like SpongeBob. There's no story changes or anything. It is literally Pokemon Red, but you just run around with a SpongeBob. There's water fighting type. It's really funny. I mean, like I say, there's not been a ton of ROM hacks released this month, or last month, should I say. So, yeah, Pokemon SpongeBob is quite a funny little ROM hack. If you're a fan of SpongeBob, which a lot of people are, then maybe you want to try this out, see how far you get until you just can't be bothered to use SpongeBob anymore. But either way, it's quite a funny ROM hack to end today's video with, Pokemon SpongeBob version. With that though, it does finish today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider leaving a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Leave a comment. What new Pokemon ROM hack or fan game are you looking forward to playing the most from today's video? Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell, and until next time, have a fantastic rest of your day, and peace.